Games.
Let's get it on!
Hey guys, Zin here. This time, we're doing a new Let's Play. It's the Spongebob Squarepants movie game. I'm playing on the PS2, and what this is essentially the tie-in game for the first Spongebob movie that would lead into Spongebob continuing on with many sequels and, more fucking seasons and the quality of the show decline and all of that, all that crap. It's also the sequel to Battle for Bikini Bottom, essentially, because it's going to be the exact same sort of gameplay and such. It's going to have a lot of the same enemies, in fact. It's just a lot more based on the movie, so it's going to be a lot more linear compared to Battle for Bikini Bottom. It's a good game, too. It's just not very known and kind of forgotten time. But yeah, we'll begin with the first level, which is No Cheese, which is essentially the dream level that starts off the entire movie.
Welcome to our little tale of woe, triumph against impossible odds, terror, and managerly responsibility. Our story begins in the calm waters above the town of Bikini Bottom. As we descend beneath the waves, we find another day. Wait a minute! Hold your seahorses!
I can't believe this is happening here!
It's horrible!
Whew. Thank Neptune, my manager's here!
Talk to me, Krabs.
It started out as a simple order. A Krabby Patty with cheese.
So what went wrong?
When the customer took a bite, no cheese! Ah, this has never happened before!
Get a hold of yourself, Eugene. I'm going in.
So yeah, for the most part, this does, have a good continuation of how the Dreamscape thing worked out. However, it's a lot more elongated in a way, and I'll see as my recordings get glitched out a few times, get used to that. It usually does that without me wanting it. Anyway, this is literally going to play like Battle for Bikini Bottom, except I don't know if it's always been this way, but with this game, it feels more slow compared to Battle for Bikini Bottom. Battle for Bikini Bottom had a decent pace to it, maybe because of the fact the levels were kind of like small in a way. But with this game, they feel a lot more bigger, look a lot more bigger, which makes a lot of issues on the speed because it does feel slower. Also, this outfit we have right now only exists for SpongeBob in this level. And as for enemies, well, our first enemy is going to be showing its face, and I don't think it was an enemy in the first game, but they were around, and they're the easiest one in the game, in fact. Yep, it's the jellyfish. Take one hit, and they only attack you if you get close to them. Ultimately, very easy to take care of. And, by the way, there are shinies set down that are called manly points. And you grow your manly score, essentially. And the manly score will lead to upgrades. But yeah, for the most part, there's sliding, there's the whole spin attack thing, there's interactables with the buttons there. However, instead of having to find socks, we now have to find treasure chests, which will end up giving us extras, which Mindy will tell us all about with the extras.
To see what extra you have just earned, go to the Extras section on the Options menu.
If you're wondering who Mindy is, she is the daughter of King Neptune. So, yeah, that's gonna be a whole plot point of this movie, and I don't think she appears in the show. I haven't seen her on the show, at least. She only really appeared in the movie. King Neptune appeared a few times, though. You remember King Neptune from, you know, the chef battle with Spongebob at one point. But, yeah, for the most part, this is going to be going around breaking boxes, which, by the way, these are plankton boxes here. And they have that, you know, plankton screaming face. It's now been edited to have him have a smile on his face, which is a little interesting to note. Anyway, we get enough melee points here in order for us to actually get our first upgrade. So upgrade points. There is a certain amount of upgrade points, and these upgrade points will allow us to, you know, upgrade either our health, which as you'll see we can upgrade to free, or we can upgrade our moves, such as the spin attack, our karate spin for Spongebob. We can turn to the macho karate spin. And by the way, there is the star spin, which we can play as Patrick as well. We get the macho star spin. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the karate spin to make it a lot more better on its strength as well as make it metallic, and also have it be able to reflect any projectiles, which is going to be very important later on. Not right now, but later on we're going to need that ability to, you know, reflect objects back at enemies, because the game is going to force that on us. And it's a little awkward. It doesn't work that well. Also, you know, wall climbing is a thing still. Jumping across walls like this. Doesn't happen much, and it's just as awkward as it was about Bikini Bottom, but hey, it's here. In fact, it might be more awkward than about Bikini Bottom. Also, here's Naked Patrick. In case you want a Naked Patrick in your life, there you go. And yeah, that's the first level, really. Once you jump on this little trampoline here, we will get straight to the exit where our first token is. And yeah, then we're done at the level. And in case you're wondering, instead of golden spatulas, we have to go ahead and find Goofy Goober tokens. There are about, what, 42 of them? Like 80 or so of them? I forgot how many there are, but we have to have all of them to get 100%. So, here's our first one. And there you go. So, how does the dream end? You're about to find out right about now as we get to our cutscene.
Who are you?
I'm the manager of this establishment. Everything is gonna be just fine.
I'm really scared, man.
You got a name?
Phil?
Come on, Phil, stay with me. I've only got one shot at this. Gotta have the right tools for the job. Bingo. Now I want you to do me a favor, Phil.
What?
Say cheese.
Ah, the beginning. A little yellow friend awakes from his slumber and prepares for the biggest day of his life. Yet, despite his dreams, he is not honored with the manager position of the new Krusty Krab 2. So he sulks off to drown his depression in ice cream at the local Goofy Goobers. Across the street, jealous of Mr. Krab's success, the diabolical Plankton hatches Plan Z. He steals King Neptune's crown and frames Mr. Krabs for selling it to the far-off and dangerous land of Shell City. Let us now join our heroes in the midst of their self-pity.
So yeah, things did not go too well for SpongeBob, and now we have depression. How wonderful. So, we dealt with SpongeBob for a level, now it's time to experience Patrick. This is his first level, and as you'll find, he is a little bit less on his abilities now compared to Bikini Bottom.
Hey. Hey, buddy. Come on. Wake up.
Huh? Where am I?
It's 8 in the morning. Closed. Go collect your friend and get out of here.
Hey, buddy! Come on up here and join the party!
SpongeBob!
Yeah, SpongeBob was a bit drunk on ice cream, that's a thing. And yeah, Patrick has to go ahead and save him. Which, by the way, we get introduced to our actual first enemy, these guys. In Bikini Bottom, these guys were the ones that would spit gas at us. Here, they're like fat fish that do the same thing. Our first 2 real enemies will be appearing in this level, and as we go on, more of them will appear, and they will legitimately all be from Bikini Bottom, but reskinned. It literally is just Bikini Bottom Part 2. So, here's the thing about Patrick. We have the spin ability still, which is the same as was Bikini Bottom, but the problem is, we don't have the slam ability. We don't have the ability to slam onto the ground. In fact, Patrick has one absolutely new ability that he will get in this level that's only in this game, not from BFBB, but, yeah, we're gonna be getting a lot of our abilities from BFBB back. And the requirements to get them is to get the tokens, which you're gonna have to get a lot of. And as you will see, it will lead to backtracking being a thing, so get used to that. Anyway, even though in BFBB, breaking all of that shit, which you can still do breakables and stuff here, you know, you can still break all this stuff, but in BFBB, doing all of that would have given us a suck. Not in this game. There are moments where breaking shit will lead to us getting a treasure chest, but the manner of how we get treasure chests now is a little bit different, and you might be a little surprised on where we have to go and what we have to do in order to take care of some of these. In some cases, they can be kind of mean about it, where if you don't know about this stuff, you're not going to be able to figure that shit out, and it's going to get kind of obnoxious. As a note, I haven't played this game in years, so I'm pretty much new to this in my mindset, so be warned of that. But here's our second enemy type, which you will recognize immediately.
SpongeBob!
What's up, Patrick? You have got to try this new dot room game.
Doug!
Where? Whoa!
Yep, it's the Goofy Goober employee, who was also the ham guys. You know, the fucking hammer hams? Yeah, they are here as well, except now, right now, it's the employees of the fucking Goofy Goober area. So, are we supposed to be the heroes? Why are we beating up the employees? Why are the employees beating us up, in fact? I have no idea, it's a bit weird. But, yeah, that is, for now, all of our enemies. Except, there is one other thing we need to worry about, and that is the fact that in Bikini Bottom, there were also, you know, these cannons that would shoot enemies at us and spawn them, and we have to destroy those as well. Guess what came back as well, folks?
Hey, it's you two again. I missed you guys.
Yep, and they're gonna be using them just as kind of douchily as they did in BFBB. They're gonna spawn it right in our faces, and they're going to make these pretty far away. Also, we need the Sonic Wave Guitar to take care of this ability, this little challenge here. The Sonic Wave Guitar, we're not getting until the near end of the game. Yeah, we have to come back here quite a while in the Let's Play. Good news, we can attach our tongue to ice still as Patrick. We can swing on the ice block still. Unfortunately, only Patrick can swing. SpongeBob can't, and in case you're wondering, Sandy is not playable in this one. That's fine, in the movie it was only an adventure of SpongeBob and Patrick. Sandy was not really much of a character in the movie. She appeared a few little times here and there, but she was never a factor. So, you know, that's fine. It's still kind of sad, though, that we've now gone from 3 playable characters to 2. But, yeah, I mean, Patrick's fine. It's just we don't have our abilities still. We don't have the ability to slam onto the ground. We don't have our ability to, you know, do a whole lot. We can't even throw shit at enemies anymore. However, as we go over here, we will eventually get to an area where we can get our first new ability with Patrick. And this ability is a new ability that's not in Bikini Bottom. It is exclusively a part of this game. And you know how I've been saying how this feels very slow to move around and such? this ability will make things a lot faster for us. So, that's a really good positive for us. Let's go see, shall we?
Patrick, if you bring me more Goofy Goober tokens, I can grant you the cartwheel move.
Oh boy, I love whatever that move is.
You will. Just bring me more Goofy Goober tokens.
Yep, Minnie will give us our abilities, and in order to unlock this one, we have to get 2 Goofy Goober tokens. And we have a choice. We can either do this thing right here that's glowing right next to us, or we can go and break this wall over there in order to take care of a much more easier challenge of just jumping on trampolines and getting over to an area for a token. Some of these challenges are extremely easy, like an ounce of bounce is just nothing really. It's just an area you get to and that's it, and it's a very easy area to get to as well. But other ones with that glowing path there are actual challenges. Well, minigame challenges, in fact. There are 3 minigame challenges, and the first one there is going to be one of the more annoying ones, to say the least. However, we're going to take care of that later on, as we got to take care of this first, which is the easy one. Just break the boxes, get your fucking points, and then start jumping on trampolines and get free points and an easy token. And we have 2 now. In Goofy we trust. And now we have that out of the way, we can now go ahead and do the actual challenge. We can also get our ability right now, but I am doing 100%, so we gotta get every single token, which means having to do all the challenges means having to do the arena fights. Yes, one of the first mini-game challenges is arena fights. It is 3 whole waves usually of having to fight from 3 to 50 enemies. Yep, combat arena challenge. And for the most part, we only do these as Spongebob, which all we have of Spongebob right now is our ability to spin attack. We don't have anything else. We don't have our bowl ability, we don't have our rocket ability, we don't even have our ability to punch upward. So, unfortunately, we're also limited as Spongebob, essentially. Yes, all of these abilities will be in this game, but you get them over time. In BFBB, we already have the slamming ability and our punch-up ability from the fucking get-go, really. But not here. In this game, we have to earn those abilities back. Luckily, it doesn't take that long for us to get them back. Unfortunately, it does, you know, you have to get through a few levels in order to get that shit back. At the very least, Patrick will get a new ability that's exclusive to this game. But afterwards, it literally is just getting all of our abilities from BFBB back. And yeah, Wave 2 involves these guys. With Patrick, it took like 2 hits to take care of one of them. But because we have our upgraded ability, we can now hit them in 1 hit. So, yeah, as you can see, pretty needed. By the way, this game does some really interesting stuff with these guys in the fact that they will just attack wherever away from you, essentially. And that's their way of being alerted. At that point, they will then come for you. So, you know, be careful. If you get hit, however, they will stop and laugh at you and such, so give some time to attack them. But yeah, ultimately, this mode does give you a nice circle of Krabby Patties for you to get your health back. And not underwear anymore, the Krabby Patties. In case you're wondering, we can increase our health, but only with our manly point upgrades. We can't collect golden underpants or anything like that in order to increase our health that way. So even though in BFB we can get a lot of health, in here, I think we get like 1 less than BFBB, or we get exactly the same amount at the upgrades. I don't remember how much we actually get. I think all of the golden underpants were only in the HUD, so I think you would get the exact same amount here as well as the BFBB, but I might be wrong about that. Anyway, this is a long one, and unfortunately, eventually you will have to just run around and swing for a lot of the time. You just have the enemies chase after you for the most part. It's gonna be that way later on, at least, because these enemies are gonna start getting very obnoxious to deal with. Because there are enemies in BFBB that were not very fun, and the developers know this, so they're gonna have you really get face to face with some of the more annoying enemies in the game. And with all of them destroyed, we now get our token. Nice. And with that out of the way, and us winning the day here, we go back to Unready Depression, in which everything has respawned, including crates we can break again and such. I'm not going to worry about that, though. We're going to be worrying about going ahead and getting our ability. Which, this ability we can use to speed through as Patrick. Otherwise, it's really useful for certain attack moments.
Okay, Patrick, since you've brought me enough Goofy Goober tokens, you may now use the cartwheel move.
Time to spin? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy!
You'd better get going, Patrick. There's lots to do.
So the cartwheel. It's just the cartwheel move. It hurts, it does damage them pretty well. It can do one-hit kills pretty easily, like so. And we'll be needing it to get one of our treasure chests, but ultimately, the main thing about the cartwheel is that it makes us faster. And that is a lot more important to us. But yeah, there you go. Okay, so with that out of the way, we can go ahead and press these buttons in order for us to lock the door. Or we can look around and get our health back and also take care of getting all of these manly points. Don't destroy every crate you see if you want to get all the manly points that are around the level that aren't just in crates, because the game wants you to use these crates such to platform around, so, you know, actually some platforming for once, guys. And as you can tell, breaking a certain amount in one combo will give you an extra bit of points. It's just the combo is a lot more stingy this time compared to in BFBB. You gotta be basically getting them in the moment or else you get nothing. In BFBB, you can get like another seconds of extra time to break some more. Not here. The maximum I think is 100 plus, which I will eventually show you how you can get that. But now we can go ahead and upgrade our cartwheel, which will lead to it having a macho thing. Damage anything that comes too near. I'm not going to do that, I'm going to get into my star spin. It'll be much more useful. So now, Patrick and Spongebob can now reflect enemy projectiles anytime they want by just spinning. They've also got more damaging moves as well. But, yeah, we're not going to worry about any projectile shit for a while, so don't worry. As you can see, we now have like a line come up when we spin. Also, ice physics, even if our cartwheel move, we can't control that well of that shit. Unless we jump. If we jump, we're fine. So, just jump. So, yeah, this is legitimately the game, really. However, it's not exactly everything. There are two other gameplay modes in this game, though they're both relatively the same in what you have to do. They're different in what they are. One of them you recognize 100% from BFBB, the other one is new to this game. Oh, by the way, you should cut and move across all of this line of crates in order to get yourself another treasure chest. Like so. If you break any of the crates normally, you will never get this treasure chest unless you reset the level. So, yeah, do it correctly and you get that. And yes, I will get all treasure chests. At the very least, it's not like the socks where we have to come back to an area to a character to get our spatulas or what have you. In this game, getting these chests will allow us to get extras, and each chest will give us one extra unlocked. So, yeah, there's about like 42 chests total. So about 42 extras in the game. Some of them are cutscenes and trailers, others will be costumes and little extra effects, and others are concept art, so yeah, and sounds, like lines in the game. Anyway, this is supposed to be a wave fight, but it's an endless wave fight because of that fucking thing. What you actually have to do here is press both these buttons and then go forward and break that fucking machine. The game will spawn us right there in order to take care of that. So let's go and break it. And that's it, really. After that, that is legitimately the level. SpongeBob is right over here, just sort of teeter-tottering around, and right under him, or right down there, is the token. There's also that thing, but we'll talk about that thing later on. But hey, I found SpongeBob, so hey, level's done. And yes, level is done because now we end up leaving by force.
There you are, Patrick. I've been trying to find you all evening.
It's 8 in the morning, SpongeBob.
Oh my gosh, 8 o'clock. I am late for work. Mr. Krabs is gonna kill me. Oh, Mr. Krabs.
Back at the Krusty Krab, King Neptune confronts Mr. Krabs about his alleged thievery. He asks if there is anyone present who may vouch for Mr. Krabs' character, and our yellow knucklehead McSpazatron shows up to accuse Mr. Krabs of being a horrible person. King Neptune zaps Mr. Krabs, causing SpongeBob to sober up quickly. He selflessly volunteers to journey to Shell City and retrieve the King's crown. Freezing Mr. Krabs in place, King Neptune grants a 6-day reprieve so SpongeBob and Patrick may attempt to retrieve the crown. King Neptune's daughter Mindy provides SpongeBob and Patrick with a magic mirror through which she can communicate and assist our heroic duo. We continue as SpongeBob and Patrick arrive at the paddy wagon.
Ah yes, the paddy wagon. So, now Mindy is going to introduce us to these levels by herself every time. And the paddy wagon is a new thing for this game, because it's a driving section. And it kinda sucks.
SpongeBob, Patrick, it's time to start your journey. Drive the paddy wagon through Bikini Bottom to the edge of town. This road will take you through Bikini Bottom to the edge of town. Don't let the paddy wagon take too much damage, or you'll have to start again.
Our journey begins. Epic, heroic, daring, valiant, courageous.
SpongeBob, you're driving a sandwich.
Not just a sandwich, a Krabby Patty.
With cheese.
Alright, so the paddy wagon driving sections. You hold X to speed forward and you turn up the analog stick and such. There's also nitros you can collect, which will allow us to do a boost with the R1 button. And yeah, you can break the square, you can do like a bit of a handbrake, I guess. But you won't need the handbrake because no matter what, you are super fucking slidey. The developers kinda knew this. Because they are dicks of these ones, honestly. Also, there's a lot of halves that appear in this level. A lot of halves that appear in all the driving sections. For this one, is to get to the end of the area by getting to the finish line, and that's about it, really. But make sure to watch around because there are shortcuts, and these shortcuts will usually hold a chest. You will also do these shortcuts if you want to actually, you know, get through as fast. You're probably wondering why you want to get through as fast. You're gonna want to. It's very important that you do learn how to get fast in these. Also, some of these are breakable, some of these are just walls essentially. Know which one is a wall and which one is a breakable, and you won't lose your speed and get fucked about. Because this is a bumper car essentially. You'll be bounced around a lot. And even if you upgrade your health, unfortunately, the paddy wagon will always only have 3 hits. And here's without taking hits in the paddy wagon. outside of how bad the turning is. If you get hit by the paddy wagon and you lose health, it does damage to your car, and you will see that. It also makes you slower. Like, you lose speed, your top speed essentially will take damage. You're slowest when you only have 1 hit point left. If you want to get through this fast, you cannot get hit at all. Taking damage will slow you down, and taking damage will fuck you up, put you more at risk. Sure, the game will give you more credit patties for you to collect in order to, you know, get your health back. That's not a problem. And in fact, in this level, it's the easiest of all the driving sections, just because of the fact that it's very open and gives you a lot of health and, you know, a lot of stuff to work with. It gives you a lot of warning, in fact, of when things are about to happen or not. That is not going to be the case later on, especially as the game is going to be elongating itself by force. It's going to get bad. It's going to get annoying. It's not as annoying as the other kinds of its type, but we'll get to that when we get to that one, okay? Anyway, that boulder there actually breaks another shortcut, and this shortcut will also lead us to another chest. And I think it's our last chest, level 2. Usually the amount of chests you can find on level adds up to like about 3. The highest in the game is 5, and the lowest is about 2, I think, like 1 or 2. So yeah, not many chests. Actually, there is 1 because of the first level. So yeah, up to 5 chests in 1 level, essentially. And yeah, get used to the layout of the city, because we'll be coming back here way later on in the game, and it's going to be a little bit more awkward to deal with. This is the easier version of the city. The city will get harder later on. Also, Plankton's just having a statue up already. Egotistical fuck. Also, get used to your nitros. You can hold to about 10 maximum, but you're going to be wanting to use them in order to get through this fast and not get screwed. And we're done! That was the level.
You've reached the edge of town, and now you can go on to the next part of your journey. Here's your reward. Come back again if you want another driving challenge.
With the chaos of Bikini Bottom behind them, SpongeBob and Patrick begin their long journey towards Shell City. However, with SpongeBob gone, all is not well. Plankton is now selling the Krabby Patty at the Chum Bucket, and with every purchase, customers are getting a mind-controlling bucket helmet. Squidward has discovered Plankton's plan to create an army of bucket heads. Will Squidward save the day? No. On the outskirts of town, SpongeBob and Patrick meet some of the charming locals who tell them they will not last long outside the city. But our friends do not listen. They should have listened. Our heroes are now stranded in a vast desert with only their feet for transportation.
And so our melee adventure begins as we go to Shell City by going through the desert because we just lost our ride. And this will also begin our ability back for SpongeBob, one that we had at the beginning of the Bikini Bottom, but now we get it here. And I think you know what this is.
Plankton is using those radio towers to broadcast his evil messages across the sea. SpongeBob, you have to find a way to shut those towers down. You have enough Goofy Goober tokens. Now I can teach you the bash move.
Now I am the master. Wow! Thanks, Mindy!
Those radio towers are broadcasting Plankton's hypnotizing messages. If we don't do something soon, every creature in the sea will be under Plankton's control. You have to go into the desert and shut them down.
Isn't this the really dangerous desert that no one has ever returned from?
No. I think that's the desert next to this one.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll have those towers shut down in a jiffy.
We'll be taking care of these towers next time. And by the way, as you can tell, it's a lot like the same menu and such, except it's not like just a fucking audible background noise. It's the actual music here. But, yeah. And as you can see, we'll be coming back to levels to take care of shit, as well as time challenges. We'll take care of time challenges way later in the fucking Let's Play. But for now, next time, 3,000 miles to Shell City. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time when I hit this level.